went for a hike into a bit of a wilderness area. Is not very far from the highway. This is a creek that usually swells a lot during the heavy rain season, flooding season. Now it's not bad at all. Oh, I see two weird birds over there. Look like they are not ducks, but some interesting species. And I see those are two trucks, probably hunters. The road is closed. I don't know how they got it, how they got here. And oh, someone's truck. No, actually it's a generator thingy. Yeah, some equipment on the road. I don't know what it is. Yeah, that looks like a generator. There is a small hydro dam in the area. Possible there is a little lake. I don't know. I haven't explored this area a long time. This is all new to me. But this is beside the point. Why I'm recording this one, it's a thought about parents who have kids treated like pets, and you think that I'm talking bullshit. I saw this type of behavior, like parents who are treating their kids not with a love, but with such a care that is exaggerated. It changes, it shifted the kid reality and the perspective of what's wrong, what's good, what's benefiting the kid, because all the kid senses is through the parent behavior lens. If someone gets into an argument with a kid, the parent would jump, would fight for the kid. That's okay, that's normal animal behavior. When a parent is protecting the offsprings. But the thing is, we live in a society where we interact a bit differently than the animal societies, and we have different social norms, we have different reference points related to regarding what's wrong, what's good, how my action, your action is affecting someone else on the long term. And because the kids are very good at finding ways for their own survival, they are very good at finding the weaknesses of the parents, peers, teachers. They take advantage of that. Long time ago, maybe 40 something years ago, one of my neighbors tried to kick me. I did something to his kid. His kid was maybe 4 years younger. I was a teenager, and his kid did something silly, stupid or something. And of course I was older and I had more strength, kicked the kid. Now the father came out and I don't know, he wanted to punch me, hit me, something. It was not like a super bad situation. My dad also heard that I was about to get hurt. So now the two dads got into an altercation, like two adults kind of wrestling a little bit. But it's not too bad. But my dad fought to protect his son, me. And I don't know if I saw this one as a nice gesture, like, wow, my dad is... Of course I realize, my dad is fighting for me. But at the same time, at that age, I learned that, you know, I was the one who, you know, was supposed to deal with that kid differently. And I knew, you know what, my dad did not know the facts. He just saw me almost getting hurt, and he jumped in and started a fight. Maybe it was not big of a fight, maybe it was just like pushing, stuff like that. And I kind of felt bad, but at the same time I thought, you know, yeah, my dad was on my side. But in my heart was a feeling that, you know, yeah, it was kind of my fault. I caused the other kid father to chase me or punch me or, you know, give me a lesson, and I kind of deserved it. I knew that, and I knew because I had at the time some sort of emotional intelligence to feel, you know, this is kind of not okay. Even I did some stupid stuff that other kids would get in big trouble, and I got in trouble a few times, and I knew, you know what, I did wrong, and I deserve it. Lots of kids who are overprotected, they have different ways of thinking, different reality. They think that they are entitled. They are entitled to, you know, to do whatever. And the teachers can't say nothing. The people on the street, they can't tell these kids nothing, and the kid take advantage of that. I had a neighbor who probably hate me even at this time. 20 years later, no, or less than 20 years. It was here in Canada. He was playing ball in front of my window, my balcony, my living room, and since I live at the bottom floor, like first floor, I told the kids, do not play here. It's not a play area, and if I see your ball coming into my living room again and startle or scare my wife was like, ooh, what happened? My heart is beating how fast, and if I see that again, you won't get your ball back. And of course, he was playing with other kids, a family. One of the kids was part of a family of a woman who was a bitch. She married a Mexican guy. Probably a white guy would kick her butt because she had a big mouth. And the thing is, she was friend of a number of similar women. Divorced women who hate men or something. So I sensed that this woman who had this kid, one of the kids who were playing in front of my balcony, she married the Mexican guy because he was a provider. He was like a construction type of worker or something like that, and she had like 4 or 5 kids. But she had a big mouth, and so one of the neighbors threw the ball by accident, of course, in my balcony. I got the ball, I took it inside my home, and I said, yeah, you won't get this ball. If you need the ball, you call your parent to come to pick it up. And of course, one of the kids starts being mouthy and telling me that, you know, that's his property, private property, I'm not supposed to touch it. And I said, yeah, but the balcony is my private property, so your private property is in my property, so you want the ball, talk to your parent. And one of the kids went to his mom, the bitchy mom, and she came out, and loud, a big mouth, and she said that I was swearing at her kids, and the kids were scared that I was swearing. And I said, "Oh, I don't swear. I just said I'm not going to give you the ball." And the kid raised his voice, and probably I yelled back, but without swearing. And she gave me shit, and she tells me in front of the kids that probably I'm crazy, I'm supposed to take my medication, or I forgot to take my medication. So she put me down into the dirt, like emotionally, in front of the junkie kids. And that was you know, how to react to that, especially when a bunch of kids, those who are sneaky and they're laughing behind your back and make stupid comments. And one of the kids said something to my daughter, something, a very nasty way of talking to a girl. Is like an adult expression, but like a sexual type of expression. But when it's being said by a kid, what can you do? Tell the mom, you know, mom is single, and the mom is a neighbor, so you don't want to argue with the mom because mom is protective. And I learned not a long time ago that the mom is also, I mean, I knew she's divorced, but I learned that she hates men as well, because a man left her with a kid. So probably she has a good reason to hate men, I don't know. But I thought, you know what, can I forgive or forget, or like take this crap out of my mind, like a kid's talking to me like that, an adult. And of course I knew, you know, you can't do much, because they could call the cops, they can make up the stories, and kids do that. They talk to parents, the parents make up stories, and then you have to talk to the cops and explain yourself. And I don't need to talk to cops and try to, because the thing is, if you fight back an idiot kid, then it goes into a file. So the cops will have to write some notes, take your idea, and even they don't charge you. It's nothing, like they realize, you know what, some stupid kid said that. Yeah, maybe, but you don't want to have 2 or 3 this, because if you are being marked, you have something on file, even if it's not a criminal charge, next time the cops tend to believe the new story, the most recent story that you argued with the kid, and it's easier for them to believe the new claimant, or the new complaint. So you don't want to interfere with this, you know, put your headphones on and ignore stuff like that. So, but why these kids are like that, and why other kids are nice? Why other kids are, you know, treat you with respect? Because you're an adult, and it's not only the age or not only the power difference. So some kids, they say, you know what, yeah, don't mess with an adult because, you know, he's bigger, he's like a bigger bear or something, at least from the animal world perspective. But these kids are very aggressive. And why that? Because it comes from parents who give them the sense of entitlement. Comes from peers who share stories. Yeah, that idiot or that stupid bitch, you know. So stuff like that. And nobody, there is no system, like a legal system, helping the adult who deals with this type of kids. Like in school, there are teachers who are being bullied by kids, and the teacher can't do nothing. Why? Because the parents are coming to school and fighting and complaining and writing complaints or whatever they do to get their kid not protected, but like I don't know, it's an exaggeration of the parenting. And is not only in Canada. United States is worse than that. Now I hear that in Europe some countries are like that. I have two siblings who are teachers, and one is saying that it's very difficult to deal with kids these days. Can't beat them, can't punish them, can't force them, can't do nothing like the old days. Old days, we were doing our homework, otherwise we would get punished, like our palms would get red, blue, because of the stick the teachers used to kick our hands. I got punched, slapped, bullied. That was a overkill. Like it was a bad bullying from an idiot teacher. But other teacher, you know, and that was normal. So if I knew that I'm being treated in the same way like other kids, then I would say this is the teacher, that's norm. Teachers actually want me to do well, do my homework, and they do care about me. But there was an idiot who was, you know, picking on me on another classmate. Now, why these parents are overprotecting their children? Well, they are overprotective because they worked hard to create a little pet, to have a pet on their side. Life is not easy for lots of people, and it happens a lot with single parents. They need some sort of an ally. Moms are treating their daughter that way, and boys go through similar process when the parent is, you know, it's showing that he loves so much, but actually that's not really love. It's more of a, you know, this is my pet, don't touch my pet. And the problem with that is that these kids don't have a good sense of a reality of other people, because they don't connect, they don't interact at the same type of level, the same type of connection with other kids. They don't sense all the range of emotions. Why? Because they are being protected from that. So when someone gets upset, he knows that a parent is there to have his back. But not having a fight, not having a cry, not having a I don't know, some sort of wrestling, or not having not seeing the other side of life, that's not beneficial for the children. The children need to have a full range of emotions. Like they have to see someone upset, someone hurt, someone reacting. I mean, I'm not encouraging fights among kids, but it gets the kids through that life experience. Life is not only easy. And the thing is, these overprotected kids, when they go on in the wild, like they go out on their own to fight life, to deal with stress and problems, they don't know the other people's reactions. They think, or they get used to this programming that all the parent, like their parent, is going to have their backs, regardless what they do. So they tend to bully other people, and they continue doing that in the adulthood. They bully their partner. Girls become bitchy because that's their programming, and they grow up with that, with an attitude of being bullies, being, I don't know. I'm not saying every kid becomes a bully, every overprotected kid, but like I said, they don't have the sense of full range of emotion, how people would react if you say this, if you say that, if you, okay, if they hurt you, how you respond, and all that. So it goes deeper than that. Why the parents would be overprotective, why they want to have an ally, why they want to have or to brag that they love their kids, that this is all love. But like I said, it's not love. It's something like you build a being, and you want that being to be the way you want, and you put so much mental energy into building that being. Like you buy all the new shoes, you buy all the toys, you buy computers, you feed the kids unnecessary needs just to make that kid happy, because making that kid happy gives you the feeling that you are being loved, right? And it feeds an empty heart. If you don't have love for self, if you don't have that sense of respecting who you are, loving your inner being, then you need that external love. And what people do when they are brought up that way by their parents, they are programmed to think that that's the way. You need to overprotect, or you maybe need to build a child who is going to love you unconditionally. So you do everything for this kid just to make sure you get that love back. And you show the kid that you fight for the kid, you buy everything, you satisfy all the needs and urges and wants, just to make sure you get the love in return. And I'm not sure if that's a real love or it's a trade. I take care of the kid, I build this pet to love me back and make sure it sticks around when I need. And you see these kids are having hard time to let go of the family they grow in. Like disconnect and start taking wings. They keep sticking around because, like I said, they are being used to feed that need, the emotional need of the parent who is lacking of self-love. So I think it makes sense if you want to think deeper. So since it's getting dark here, I'm above the highway and I'm going to hike down, then reach the highway somehow, then hike on a parallel road back to my car. Yeah, that was a bit of a long talk. I think I could condense it in 5 minutes, but since I am out for an adventure, I thought to share a bit. And yes, that's my advice. Think how you deal with your kid if the kid is hurting someone else. Are you protecting the kid because of love? Are you fair in dealing with your kid when the kid is wrong? Or you protect the kid regardless, doesn't matter wrong, right? In your head it's love. You think I love my kid regardless what the kid is doing or saying or how the kid is hurting other people. Because I love my kid, I would die for my kid. So you have to think deeper. Is that because of love, or I'm expecting the kid to realize that what I do for the kid, and the kid would love me back or would stick around? And what happens when I take care and I build this kid, and 30 years later the kid is still around and is now a demanding kid because I programmed the kid to think that way, to get whatever the kid wants. So the kid is now 30 years old, and yeah, I realized the kid is not really giving me the love I was hoping for. The kid is an adult, it's just killing time, it's not really serious about taking wings and being self-sufficient. and I have to spend my retirement money on this kid, and I don't see really emotion for me. It's like I feel like okay, this kid is kind of is an adult now, and is kind of taking advantage, and I can't change that. It's like I'm breastfeeding. If you're a woman, you know the what I'm talking about. Breastfeeding, and the kid is now 5 years old, and you want to stop breastfeeding, but the kid gets upset, really upset, and is screaming and is throwing tantrums, and he wants the breast. He wants to have some milk, and you want to stop doing that because it's not really helpful for the kid at that age, and you should introduce food. But the kid, no, the kid wants to suck the teeth, and you want them to be breastfed, and he will play his game and tricks, emotional tricks, to get what he wants or what she wants. And you being emotional weak and not having love for self, you will keep breastfeeding that kid because it feels good. It feels the kid like gives you something. It's an emotion, a pleasant emotion in return, and it's filling that hole in your heart with love during the breastfeeding process. So I gave you something to think about. If you have an old like an adult used to be your kid in the house and is still kicking around, and think in the past how you dealt with your kid, with her demand or his demands, and is that love that you're getting in return while the kid is now into his 30s, 25, 30 years old? Or it's your own need for love, and you don't know how to satisfy that craving for love in different ways. You maybe don't have a husband or a wife, you don't have a friend, you don't have a passion, you don't have a hobby that could kind of supplement that feeling of getting accomplishment and feeling good about self, and now you have this source of made up love, and it might work for a while, but when the kid is like 20 something, 30 years old, the kid has totally different needs. Now it's an adult with own life and stuff, but still it's wasting time around sucking your retirement money and not starting his own or her own journey. So let you go. Talk to you later. Bye bye.